So I was on the hunt for some unique granny squares, and I could not believe it when I came across these adorable Gummy Bear granny squares, and I said, I have got to do a tutorial on these. Hi, I'm Darlene, and this is Heartfelt Crochets. Let's go ahead and get started on the tutorial on these little Gummy Bear granny squares. So like I said, we are going to go ahead and we are going to make this Gummy Bear square in the color yellow. This is Premier Basics yarn, and this is the color lemon yellow, and this is Premier Basics white, and both of these are a number 4 worsted weight yarn. I am using a number 4.5 millimeter hook today. You're going to need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle for weaving in the ends. Now there's something that I wanted to share with you before we get started. The tutorial that I had found for this pattern, she has 2 separate tutorial videos. One is just for this square background, and then the second is for making this gummy bear. In her tutorial, she actually crochets this gummy bear right on to the square. I, however, am doing the gummy bear and the square tutorial all in one, but I am not crocheting the gummy bear right to this square. I am going to be crocheting the gummy bear by itself and then sewing it onto the square like I did this one. If you prefer to crochet onto this square, then go ahead and click on the link that I'm leaving in the description box below to take you over to her tutorial doing that. But I'm going to be doing these individually. One square, and then the gummy bear, and then sewing it together. And this is all in one tutorial, not 2 like hers. So we are going to go ahead and get started with the white yarn, and we're going to begin with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you want those to be fairly loose because we are going to be crocheting in the back bumps of these chain stitches. Okay, we're going to start in the 3rd chain from the hook, which is 1, 2, 3. Turn that over, and then we're going to double crochet in that back bump. So yarn over, insert your hook underneath that bump, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook, and that's a double crochet to refresh your memory. Going to do the same thing in the next 3 chains, a double crochet underneath that little back bump, and again, and this is going to give you 4 double crochets. And then we are going to chain 2, and we're not going to turn our work. We are going to slip stitch right in to this first initial chain right here. Just whoops, come on, slip stitch. Okay, so that just gave us like a little rectangle, and there is chain spaces on either side. Okay, so now we are going to chain 2 again, and we are going to double crochet in this same space as this chain right here. And then you're going to chain 2 and 2 more double crochet right in this same space. And this is going to create our corner. Then you are going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches, So that is 1, and then 2, and then we are going to make another corner, 2 double crochets in this next stitch. And chain 2 and 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Now in her videos that I watched for this tutorial, she chained 3 in the corners, and I don't like that big of a hole in my corners, so I only chain 2. Now we're going to skip this chain 3 space, and we are going to create another corner in this next stitch here. So 2 double crochet, whoop, come on, and chain 2, and then 2 double crochet. Double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then 2 double crochet in this next stitch, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet in that same stitch. All right, and then we're going to join on the top of this stitch here. And you're going to chain 2, and then in this corner space we are going to double crochet 2, chain 2, double crochet 2. Okay, now pull that back. We'll make sure that we do not skip this first stitch right above this double crochet. And we're going to double crochet in that stitch. Then we are going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's a total of 6 double crochets, not counting these 2 in this corner. Okay, and then we are going to double crochet 2 in the next corner, chain 2, and double crochet 2. Now here again, don't miss this first one, and we are going to double crochet in that space, and then double crochet in the next 3, so that we're going to have 4 double crochets on this small short side, and then 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in this corner, again pull that back, don't miss this first stitch, double crochet in the next 10 stitches across, not 10 stitches across, in the next 6 stitches across. Sorry, I made that mistake. And then 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in this last corner, double crochet in this first stitch, whoop, and then in the next, and then in this stitch right here, because this chain 3 is above this double crochet, and that gives us the 4 double crochet that we need on this end, and then you're going to slip stitch at the top of this double crochet. Okay, now chain 2. Going to double crochet in this stitch, same stitch as the chain 2, and then double crochet in the next stitch. Now in this corner we're going to do something different. We are going to create a crochet a 4 double crochet puff stitch. So when we do that, we are going to end up having 9 loops on the hook. So we are going to yarn over, insert our hook into this corner space, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over, insert our hook again into that space and pull up a loop. I'm going to do that twice more. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all of those loops, and then you are going to chain 1 to close off that puff stitch and complete that puff stitch. And now we are going to chain 2, and we're going to crochet another puff stitch. So yarn over and insert your hook into that same corner space, yarn over, pull up a loop, do that again and again and again one last time. So you do that 4 times, yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook and chain 1, and that created a corner of puff stitches. It's very pretty. Now we are going to pull that back to make sure that we don't miss this first space, and we're going to double crochet in that stitch. That's 1. In the next stitch is 2. In the next is 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then another puff stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 9 loops on the hook. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to pull them all through. This one wants to fetch on a little piece of yarn right here. See it? And then chain 1. Chain 2 more, and then puff stitch again in this same space. Pull through, yarn over and pull through all 9 loops and chain 1. Pull that back, and don't skip this first one, and you're going to double crochet in that stitch. Double crochet in the next stitch for 2, double crochet in the next stitch for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to repeat puff stitch, chain 1 to close it and complete the puff stitch, then chain 2 and then crochet another puff stitch. Whoops. And chain 1. Again, 10 double crochets, then repeat the puff stitch in this corner, and then I'll meet you at this end over here. Alright, so I've just completed that last corner, so I'm going to double crochet in this first stitch, double crochet in the second, double crochet in the third, in the fourth, and in the fifth. And with the first 3 stitches that we did at the beginning would be 8, just like on this side. And we are going to join at the top of this first stitch, chain 1, take your scissors and cut your yarn and pull through. Now we are just going to weave in our ends real quick by threading the yarn needle, and then we are just going to randomly weave. I keep on saying we are because that's you and I, but I am going to randomly weave this needle through these stitches and pull that through. And then I'm going to do the same with this initial tail. And just go under a few of these stitches. And then snip those. And that gives us our little rectangle base that we are going to be sewing our gummy bear to. Okay, so you should have your puff stitch corner, 10 double crochets, puff stitch corner, 8 double crochets, puff stitch corner, 10 double crochets, puff stitch corner, and 8 double crochets. Alright, so now moving right along to the gummy bear, you are going to grab your yellow yarn, and we are going to start with a slip knot, and we are going to chain 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, right in this one, we are going to half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. And then we are going to half double crochet in these next 5 stitches, 5 chains. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a total of 6 half double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. Now in this first stitch we are going to do a 6 double crochet bobble. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into this first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, do not complete that double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, you're going to do that 3 more times. Okay, pull through 2. So pull through 2, and then one more time. Now we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all of those 7 loops, and then you are going to chain 1. Now we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Do the same thing in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so in this last one we are going to crochet another 6 double crochet bobble. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Should be 7 loops on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, pull through all those loops, and chain 1. Now we are going to chain 1 again and turn. Now we are going to crochet 5 half double crochets. So in this first stitch right here, a half double crochet, and in the next stitch, that's 2, in the next stitch, that's 3, in this next stitch is 4, and then in this stitch right here, and that is 5 half double crochets. So now we're going to chain 1, and now we are going to crochet a 5 double crochet bobble in this one, first stitch. So yarn over and insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again 4 more times. And you should have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all those loops, and chain 1 to finish off that bobble. Now we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that is 1 and 2 and 3, and then a 5 double crochet bobble in this last stitch. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops and chain 1 to finish that bobble. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and we are going to half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So this being the first one right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in this top one right here. Okay. Now we are going to chain 1. We have our legs and then our little arms. So now we are going to be crocheting, instead of bobbles, we're going to be doing little puff stitches for the ears. So in this first one here, you are going to yarn over, insert your hook, and pull up a loop tall. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over and pull through all those loops on your hook and chain 1. Then we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So this is 1 and 2 and 3, and then we are going to puff stitch in this last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over and pull through all those loops and chain 1. And that is our little gummy bear in yellow. And now we are going to sew that on this square. So we're going to cut our yarn. And we are going to chain 1 and pull that through. Whoop. And we're just going to tuck in this tail and weave it in a little bit. Again, just randomly weave it through just to give it a little bit of extra security. And then we are going to cut that yarn. And then do the same with this one. We are going to line up this little gummy bear and make sure that our little baubles are pushed out to give the illusion of their little arms, legs, and ears. It's so cute. Now we are going to cut a piece of yarn, oh, I'd say probably about 2 feet long. And we're going to go ahead and make a slip knot. I am going to just come through the back of this bottom leg, and I am going to pull this slip knot through, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull that yarn right through and pull that snug. Okay, now we are going to thread our yarn needle. If you want, you can go ahead and use some stitch markers to place it where you want it, but I don't see any need because we know that we're going right along where I showed you of this second row. So I'm going to immediately go ahead and I'm going to attach this to, see, this lines up with this first row and then this second row. So I am going to attach this to this first corner stitch right underneath these 2 double crochets of that first corner, just to lock that little leg in place. And then I'm just going to be going right into any of these little stitches right along the underside, just under the side of this little bear, and going right underneath that little stitch that I showed you in between the double crochets. Okay, and then underneath another stitch of the bear. And it's not going to be exactly every single one of these. It's going to kind of skip as you go up the bear. You might skip one. You won't skip any more than one though. Okay, so underneath the stitch of the bear again. and then underneath this little bar in between the double crochets. And that's all we're going to be doing around this whole bear, making sure that it lines up still. Okay, underneath. Now we're back into this little ear, so we're going to go underneath behind the ear a little bit. And then under the corner, double crochets. And then you're going to just kind of look at it and make sure that she's nice and straight. And then you're going to go across the top the same way in these little bars in between, using the little stitches just underneath this top row. Okay, and then under that little ear and under these corner double crochets, okay, and now we're going to do the same down this side. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be straight. Okay, so now underneath this leg again, and under these double crochets of this corner, and then I'm going to check it again, and now we are going to crochet the bottom. Okay, so we're going to go underneath. And then right under here. Same as we did around the other sides. Okay, and then underneath this little leg, and then under the double crochets again of that corner. Okay, now let's check out our little gummy bear. It's so cute. And pop out that little leg, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to weave in and out a couple of times behind this leg. Kind of go underneath the bear and randomly come up somewhere. And then back in and over the other direction, kind of like what you would do with an Amigurumi toy if you have ever crocheted one of them, just to secure the tail and make sure that it doesn't come apart. So we're going to come out underneath this top leg, little ear up here, and we're going to cut that yarn. Little Gummy Bear squares. So cute, so adorable. Comment below, please. Tell me how your little Gummy Bear square came out. If you want to learn how to go ahead and just crochet this right onto the square without sewing it, I'll leave that link in the description box below, like I said. And until next time, bye.